Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN Television News. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Good evening and a happy new year to you. This is the GBN Evening News for Monday, January 3rd, 2022. Coming up in the news tonight, Child Protection Authority says no comment on story involving 7-year-old Bluebell. Grenada's triple Olympic medalist Kirani James heads the 2022 New Year's Honors List. Education Minister Emmeline Pear concerned about the impact of continued closure of schools will have on students. The Calypso world mourns the passing of Clifton Ryan, aka the Mighty Bomber. And for what's coming up in around the globe and sports, let's go over to co-anchor Zia Frederick.
Good evening, Blossom, and a special good evening to our viewers and listeners. In our probe around the globe, we will gain more insight on escapism from a gynae psychologist as COVID-19 seemingly moves from pandemic to endemic. And coming up in our sports, Kirani James reflects on the Karate Games as a major developmental path in his career. This and more in our sports roundup. Over to you, Blossom.
Thank you, Zia. The details right after this.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments Soft Weave Bathroom Tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue. Available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Thanks for joining us. Happy to have you. I'm Blossom Alexis Welsh with the details. Top story tonight. 21-year-old Karana Alexis says she and her family have been emotionally distressed for months, and now the situation has become overbearing as they are in search of her missing sister. Rena Perry-Thomas has the details.
According to Sister Kirona Alexis, on March 24th, 2021, her mom reported to the police that a male family member who lived with them sexually assaulted their 7-year-old sister. The sister further claimed that the male individual was removed from the home, and Child Protection Authority indicated that once the individual was no longer living in the house, the child will not be taken away from the home. She further claimed that 5 days later, 2 police officers in the company of officers from the Child Protection Authority removed Blue and her younger brother from the mother's care with no prior discussion on the allegations that the children were left unattended. Alexis indicated that on numerous occasions they contacted CPA to find out the process in getting her siblings back, and even tried getting family members involved to house the children until investigations were completed, but were denied. The emotional sister said that after getting a lawyer involved, all allegations against the mother were cleared, and CPA was asked to return the children to their mother. Kerona said her brother was returned home, but she never saw her sister again.
So we were not able to talk to my sister from since March. I haven't seen her. I haven't been able to speak with her since March. I will only get to talk to my brother once, and it just stopped it. When it was stopped, we reached out to the lawyer and told him, look what's happening, and we tried to reach out to the caseworker. And they realized that we don't get no information. Nothing is being done. Nothing is coming back to us. Every time we call, they're working on it. Court hearing come. That would have been in October. They never showed up in the meeting. CPA never showed up in the court session, sorry. They never showed up. And we reached out to them again and say, hey, we had court session, and they never showed up. Send them the court order. We never heard from them again.
Cairona broke into tears as she pleaded for the return of her sister.
I'd like to get some answers. We would like to see Bluebell, and we will. That's uncomfortable because some action taking place. Right? We want to see CPA actually trying to get my sister back to us. We want to see some sort of progress.
GBN contacted the Child Protection Authority for a response to the allegations made against the authority on the issue, but was told that they will not be able to comment on the matter. GBN will continue to follow this story as attempts are being made to reach other family members involved in the matter, as well as a response being sought from the Royal Grenada Police Force. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Let's all pray for a positive outcome. In other news, Grenada's most decorated Olympian, Kirani James, is among several receiving appointments on the Queen's New Year's Honours list. 3 Grenadians were issued the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, while 1 received the British Empire Medal. Gerald Joseph has that story.
It was 2011 when Kirani James won the 400 meters at the World Championships and the 2012 London Olympics to stamp his name on the international scene. In the 400 meters, James also won the silver medal at the 2016 Rio Olympics and the bronze medal at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, giving him an Olympic medal at every level. He is Grenada's first and only Olympic medalist and has now been honored for his contribution to sports by the Queen. The 2022 New Year Honours saw Kirani being awarded the Commander of the British Empire (CBE) of the Most Excellent Order. Former Chief Medical Officer Dr. George Mitchell is also one of the few Grenadians who have been recognized by the Queen.
Troy, I feel humbled, I feel honored, I feel privileged to be considered for this award. I think it's an award that is that comes on the back of all that has happened, and it goes out to the people who have facilitated it, who have made it happen. And that is all the persons who have been part and parcel of my journey.
Officer of the British Empire, OBE, is his new title, and Dr. Mitchell, reminiscing on the journey from St. David to present, tells GBN that this award comes with more responsibility as his contribution was in the area of health.
You know, there's an expectation that, you have rendered services, and if you're in a position to continue to render, which I think I am, and I will continue to do so. So, yes, it's uplifting. It's, it gives stature, it gives recognition to the importance of health in general. And maybe an inspiration and I hope it's an inspiration rather, for those, in the healthcare profession as well.
He notes that since graduating, his basic philosophy has been to give back and ensure healthcare is delivered.
Don't forget, as Chief Medical Officer, the issue of population health was where shaping policies in that direction was, sort of like what I concentrated on most. In other words, what would benefit the population at large. And chronic non-communicable diseases was and continues to be an important area of endeavor, and I think that should be pursued.
Mr. Francis Sukram was recognized for services to education with a member of the British Empire Award, while Ms. Joan Joseph for services to education was awarded the British Empire Medal. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The Ministry of Education officially opened the new school term with an hour of prayer on Monday, allowing only face-to-face learning for students in exit grades, while the others engage in online teaching and learning. However, while trying to make the best of the situation brought on by COVID-19, Minister of Education Emmeline Pear is concerned the continued closure of schools will affect students negatively. We get more in this Rena Pear-Thomas report.
Given the increase in positive cases in Grenada, the Ministry of Education, acting on the direction of the Ministry of Health and the Cabinet, has initiated face-to-face learning for only students in exit grades during the first week of the Hillary school term. The last-minute change was necessary as health officials announced that samples tested by CAFA revealed 11 Omicron cases in Grenada with no travel history. In welcoming the start of the new school term with its annual hour of prayer, Minister for Education Emmeline Pear acknowledged that the continued closure of schools will affect students negatively, and as such, it must be minimized.
While there is a real risk of contracting the COVID-19 virus, there's a greater risk if we don't stem the learning loss. We must maximize every opportunity for face-to-face learning. We have made significant progress in remote learning, but this modality cannot be a long-term substitute for face-to-face instruction. Therefore, we must do everything possible to keep schools open by following the protocols and taking advantage of the available COVID-19 vaccines.
The minister indicated that data gathered from the World Health Organization, UNESCO, and UNICEF show that children are less likely to contract COVID-19 or spread it to others. In addition, she stated that teachers are more likely to contract the virus from staff members or other parties, expose it to others, hence the importance of getting vaccinated.
I encourage teachers and parents to be role models for students by following all the necessary protocols to prevent the spread of the virus. I further encourage teachers to get vaccinated. The evidence is clear that vaccinating teachers will help protect them from community transmission and reduce the risk of COVID-19 related absenteeism.
The minister also encouraged teachers and principals to focus on essential areas of importance in development of students.
I encourage principals to skillfully and purposefully guard contact time during the rest of this school year. Special attention must be given to vulnerable and disadvantaged students. Now more than ever, there is a need to utilize differentiated learning strategies in classrooms. This term, we encourage schools to pay special attention to the core areas and focus on competencies that are critical for children's development.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
A legend in the Calypso art form, Clifton Ryan, known in the cultural arena as the Mighty Bomber, has gone to the great beyond. The Calypsonian, who left Grenada for Trinidad at the age of 29, passed away New Year's Day. GBN recollects one of his famous interviews with Harold Picety on GBTV Culture. Share archives. Gerard Joseph has that story.
Teach me proverbs and get me in trouble. She say how you make your bed so you lie, and you never miss the water till well run dry. The proverb that really trapped me, my friend, is when she told me that the longest rope have a end.
At the age of 12, Clifton Ryan, the mighty bomber, began his career as a calypsonian while creating history, becoming the youngest calypso monarch in Grenada as he won in his debut year. Juvenile Delinquency was the title of his rendition. The calypso icon later migrated to Trinidad to meet his sweetheart, Jane Edwards, and during an interview with Harold Pisedy in 1993, the mighty bomber reflected on his grace on stage.
Well, to use some words from my very good friend, the Lord Kitchener, the Grand Master, he says, age makes you get better and better.
The Grenadian-born calypsonian foretold the demise of the calypso art form via the proliferation of the soca subgenre, which lacks humor, wit, and social commentary, in that famous interview.
Yes, I am deeply concerned, so to speak, because take for instance, let's say for every river there's a source, and if you do away with the source of the river, then you have no river. Am I correct, sir?
Perfect.
Okay, the art form calypso is calypso, whether it be slow, medium, social commentary, political commentary, humor, even the picong and the extemporaneous singing. But I feel that the jam and wine thing is a bit, excuse me, too consistent. It's too much of it.
The mighty bomber sadly stated that the mighty sparrow, Lord Kitchener among others, were the lifeline, the last of the best.
But the lyrical content of some of those calypsos are outrageous, unbecoming, so to speak. And what would happen eventually is if the people get accustomed to this, because you would realize that these type of calypsos hardly has any story, and it would deteriorate rapidly, and I'm sad to say calypso will actually die.
The veteran calypsonian died at the age of 93, week shy of his 94th birthday, marked for January 30th. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
We will definitely mourn his passing, and this is GBN Primetime Edition of News. Coming up, RGPF records further decline in accidents. Stay with us, that story next.
You have been waiting on it all year. Now, it's your chance to make this Christmas better than ever. Get the extra cash you need with a Make This Christmas Better loan from the GUT Credit Union. Get up to $50,000 to celebrate your Christmas and make your holiday dreams come true. Home improvements, new furniture, a vehicle, debt consolidation, or even a vacation. We can help you get there. Yes, you can. Make this Christmas better with the GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, Flow has been the leading telecommunications provider for decades. As we continue to work for you, we are modernizing our fixed network and transitioning all customers to our latest technology. By the end of 2021, the new network offers customers faster speeds, better quality, and a more reliable service experience with faster fault detection and repair time. Upgrading to the new network is free. Just visit any of our retail outlets. Look out for sales agents in your community. Call our virtual store at 444-3569 or send us a text via WhatsApp at 407-3569. Remember, as we transition to our new network, we are simultaneously shutting down our older network. To avoid service interruption, arrange to make your move to the new network as soon as possible. Flow, committed to connecting our communities.
With Republic Bank. Light up your home with renovation. Light up your driveway with a new vehicle. Even better, light up the faces of your loved ones with a loan from Republic Bank. Get up to $50,000 unsecured. Reduce interest rates, quick approvals, and win cash prizes with Republic Bank.
The holidays are here. Republic spreading the cheer. Come on and light up your Christmas with Republic.
Make this Christmas your brightest with Republic Bank. Special terms and conditions apply.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Physical violence, threats, controlling behavior, and being disrespectful are no-nos in any relationship. Parenting together after a breakup can be difficult, but always speak and behave in ways you would want your children to speak and act. You cannot control what your ex-partner does, but you can control how you choose to respond to your ex and what behaviors you display to your children. Parents, display behaviors you will want your children to learn. A respectful child begins with you. Step up your parenting game. My family matters.
January 1947 saw the dawn of a new day, the birth of the Grenada Civil Service Credit Union, later renamed the Grenada Public Service Cooperative Credit Union Limited, and more recently, Ariza. Ariza is extremely proud to be celebrating this significant milestone. But this would not have been possible without you. And this is why we are inviting you to celebrate with us as we celebrate 75 years of transforming lives. Stay tuned to our social media platforms and our local media houses to learn more of the activities and events that we have in store for you. As we celebrate this journey, we thank all our stalwarts for their valued contributions in bringing us to where we are today. We look forward to serving you for many more years. Let's celebrate 75 years of transforming lives.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Light up this Christmas with Republic. Come on and rise and look for holidays with Republic.
Light up your Christmas with Republic Bank. Light up your home with renovation. Light up your driveway with a new vehicle. Even better, light up the faces of your loved ones with a loan from Republic Bank. Get up to $50,000 unsecured. Reduce interest rates, quick approvals, and win cash prizes with Republic Bank.
The holidays are here. Republic spreading the cheer. Come on and light up your Christmas with Republic.
Make this Christmas your brightest with Republic Bank. Special terms and conditions apply.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back to the news. No road fatalities or major accidents were recorded over the New Year's weekend. This, the traffic department says, is good news. Chrislina John has more.
During the period December 12th to the 18th, a total of 66 road accidents have been reported. However, as Christmas drew closer that weekend, the Royal Grenada Police Force reported a slight decrease from the 24th to the 27th December, 40 accidents. The traffic department is reporting a significant reduction this past weekend as compared to Christmas weekend, which saw at least 20 less accidents. Inspector Rondell Batiste, officer in charge of administration and operations at the traffic department, commends the motoring public and is hopeful that this downward trend in terms of accidents is maintained.
In relation to the past weekend for the period Friday to Sunday, 21 accidents being reported throughout the Tri-Island state of Grenada, Carriacou and PT Martinique, and all of the 21 accidents were minor accidents, so we had no serious, no fatal accident for that past weekend, which is a good sign for us. So it shows that we had a difference of over 20 accidents in comparison to the Christmas weekend. And this is a big plus for the Royal Grenada Police Force and the Traffic Department.
Police say they conducted a number of operations which resulted in vehicles being impounded. This too saw a slight decrease.
58 tickets, fixed penalty tickets were issued over that said weekend for different offenses, and that 58 tickets I'm talking about here from the different traffic departments throughout the Tri-Island state. 2 motor vehicles were impounded for the offense of using that vehicle was uninsured at the time. So the police would have impounded 2 motor vehicles. So I really want to commend the motoring public for them driving with due care and attention over that past weekend.
Inspector Batiste implores drivers to apply the right principles and remember the practical test that was done to obtain their license. He says if this is done, there will be a definite reduction in road accidents. Chrislina John, GBN News.
Meanwhile, the police are investigating 2 incidents that left one person homeless and another in police custody. Here's Chrislina John once again, who has been speaking to Corporal Cordina Douglas McLean on what transpired this past holiday weekend.
One family is starting the new year in distress as their home and all its contents went up in flames on Sunday in Fontenoy, St. George. According to police reports, the house owner was at home at the time of the incident, however, escaped injury. According to Corporal Cordina Douglas McLean, attached to the Community Relations Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force, despite this and other minor occurrences, the weekend was relatively quiet.
Over the weekend, the RGPF, we have a relatively quiet weekend with some few minor infractions reported to us. Notwithstanding those minor infractions, we received a house fire call in the area of Fontenoy, St. George, where a wooden structure was completely destroyed by fire, and investigations are presently ongoing into the cause and other circumstances. And once an update is readily available or anything of significance is noted, then of course we will inform members of the public.
Meanwhile, police have detained one man in the early morning hours of Sunday after he fired gunshots close to a business establishment in the south of the island. No one was injured. Police mounted an operation in relation to this incident, during which other items were recovered, as Corporal Douglas explains.
Weekend we had a report of gunshots being fired outside of popular business spots in the south of the island, and as a result of that, an operation was mounted and one individual was detained. That person is still in police custody, assisting us with our investigations, and during that said operation, several rounds of ammunition was found in that person's possession. So once charges or so are preferred against that individual, we will provide the necessary information and update our public accordingly.
Chrislina John, GBN News.
A Grenadian family is mourning the loss of their loved one following a fatal shooting incident in Toronto, Canada last week, Thursday evening. Police say they responded to reports of a shooting in the area of Grandravine Drive and Driftwood Avenue at 9:37 p.m., where the body of 21-year-old Jamie Hagley was pronounced dead at the scene. No suspect information has been released as of yet. GBN made attempts to seek an interview with family members in Grenada in relation to the death of Hagley. However, this proved futile. Nevertheless, Toronto police say they are investigating and are asking anyone with information to contact the police or Crime Stoppers anonymously. And now let's turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Rena Perry-Thomas has been looking around the platforms.
present the news. You analyze the various topics and distill the issues as they unfold. Your distillation points matter as we're about to highlight them in our Social Buzz report.
Government in a statement says that locals are not denied access to one of Grenada's historic and tourist attraction site, Fort Frederick. This comes after a national was allegedly told that she was not permitted to visit the site and that permission must first be granted to do so. GBN brought this story and you, our online audience, took to the comment section to air your views. Keegan Thomas said, "This is a wonderful historic attraction that Grenada can be proud of. Tourists, including all locals, should be told how, why, when it was built, and the many battles fought to hold it, and by whom. Then given full access to all." But a Hazard comment, "Like seriously, things like that makes me. The owners can't use and access it, but strangers, especially colonial masters and their children and children's children and lineage, have no restrictions." Kellan Anthony wrote, "So foreigners are better than Grenadians? Never a dull moment in this place called Grenada. In the words of Flying Turkey, where is the love, my people? Grenada still belongs to we." And finally, Laurel asked, "So what is the reason she was not allowed to visit?" That's a wrap for tonight's Buzz. Continue to share your thoughts and concerns with us on our social media platforms.
And still ahead, tourism officials concerned that the sector will likely be impacted by the presence of Omicron. That story next.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
If there was ever a time to keep and stay healthy, it's now! We at Hills and Valley are here to help you take deliberate steps to maintain your health. We stayed true to maintaining the most comprehensive rates while stocking the widest range of medicines and health devices, including personal protective equipment. There are so many benefits shopping with us. You get great savings through discounts for senior citizens and reward cards for loyal customers. Ask about owning yours today. Visit us at Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George, Jubilee Street opposite the Grenville Bus Terminal, and at Hillsborough, Carriacou. Our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street also stocks the widest range of pharmaceuticals. We are with you on the hills and in the valleys. We are Hills and Valley Pharmacy.
There are those who say they care, and then there is Jediah's Pharmacy, conveniently located at the front entrance of the Brew Street Mall, right next to a Riser Credit Union. We offer premium quality products and services. And when you need us, we are there, offering you around-the-clock service, Mondays to Fridays, 7:30 to 7 p.m., Saturdays, 9 until 7 p.m., and Sundays, 10 until 2. At Jediah's Pharmacy, we show care with a beautiful smile. Call us today at 440-5342. The number again, 440-5342. Happy holidays from the management and staff of Jediah's Pharmacy. 2050, 2050, 2050. That's our pledge to you. You get 20% of the purchase of 4 new tires at Premium Auto Services. And that's not all. You get an additional 50% discount on your wheel alignment. Wow! Now that's a deal. Additionally, you receive free wheel balancing service with the purchase of 2 new tires. It's a 2050 deal. Only at Premium Auto Services. Call today to place your order. 439-4000. Offer valid while stocks last.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, Flow has been the leading telecommunications provider for decades. As we continue to work for you, we are modernizing our fixed network and transitioning all customers to our latest technology. By the end of 2021, the new network offers customers faster speeds, better quality, and a more reliable service experience with faster fault detection and repair time. Upgrading to the new network is free. Just visit any of our retail outlets. Look out for sales agents in your community. Call our virtual store at 444-3569 or send us a text via WhatsApp at 407-3569. Remember, as we transition to our new network, we are simultaneously shutting down our older network. To avoid service interruption, arrange to make your move to the new network as soon as possible. Flow, committed to connecting our communities.
Welcome back. With 90 cruise ships under investigation by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, this is likely to cast a dull spell on Grenada's tourism sector as it has been dealt another setback. For how long remains unclear. Chrislina John tells us more.
Late last week, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, issued a statement saying some 90 cruise ships are currently under investigation and or observation. As a result, it has warned people not to go on cruises, regardless of their vaccination status, because of onboard outbreaks fueled by the Omicron variant. For the winter cruise season, Grenada is expecting over 200 cruise ship arrivals, and already things, according to officials, had begun to look positive. But now that the country has recorded 11 cases of the Omicron variant over the weekend, all of whom are said to have had no travel history, it is feared that this development could cause further damage to the already fragile tourism industry. GBN reached out to Tourism and Civil Aviation Minister Clarice Modeste Kerwin on how this is likely to impact the local tourism sector. In her response, the minister says they will be meeting on January 6th with the Caribbean Cruise Task Force and the cruise line representatives to discuss developments within the industry. Chrislina John, GBN News.
And now let's take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
It was a good day in the garden picking local green peas, so says our eyesore reporter. The pea is most commonly the small spherical seed or the seed pod of the pod fruit, Pisum sativum. Each pod contains several peas. They are also quite nutritious and contain a fair amount of fiber and antioxidants. Additionally, research shows they may help protect against some chronic illnesses, such as heart disease and cancer. Did you know green peas are not vegetables? In fact, they are part of the legume family, which consists of plants that produce pods with seeds inside. Lentils, chickpeas, beans, and peanuts are also legumes. We thank our citizen journalists for sharing their submission with us. Continue to send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Stay with us. The weather is next. Then we join Zia Frederick for sports and our probe around the globe.
Gifts of love with dread, bringing love for you this game. Communion show with that weekend. With gifts of love with dread.
We're bringing you gifts of love with cheer at the communal. This Christmas, we are your Santa. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love. Get in on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2022. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the communal. Exciting prizes for members throughout the promotion. For we are your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2022. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Communion show with that weekend.
Just a reminder, the global pandemic is not over. Office Pros and markers are still here to protect you. Available are several versions of touchless hand sanitizer and hand soap dispensers, dispenser stands, paper towel and toilet paper dispensers, and thermometers. Also available, hand sanitizing gel, sanitizing solution, hand soap, Lysol products, face masks, and gloves, all offered at the best price on the market and backed by a full warranty and protection plan with free installation. We are located on the Woodlands Main Road. Call Office Pros on 444-2393 or markers on 439-2393. You can also visit the Facebook page for more information. And never forget to remember, I, Mr. Markers, would never forsake you. Believe that.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
And here's a public weather forecast for the state of Grenada. Tonight's minimum temperature, 24 degrees Celsius. It will be partly cloudy and windy with the occasional brief showers. Winds will be northeasterly to easterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour. Seas will be moderate with waves 5 to 7 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells. A marine advisory remains in effect. Tides will be low at 11 p.m. and high at 6 a.m. On Tuesday, sunrise is at 29 minutes after 6 and sunset 5 minutes to 6. It will be fair at first and windy, increasing in cloudiness by afternoon with the occasional isolated showers. On Wednesday, sunrise once again 6:29 a.m., sunset 5:56 p.m. It will be mostly fair, breezy and hazy with brief morning showers. Then on Thursday, sunrise 6:30 a.m., sunset 5:57 p.m. It will be generally fair and hazy. That's the weather report and forecast valid for tonight and the next 3 days. Stay tuned. Sports is next.
Sporting fans. Grenada's most decorated athlete and Olympian Kirani James has received a major recognition for his contribution to sports. As the nation celebrates his appointment to the most excellent order of the British Empire in the form of Commander of the British Empire, Kirani recollected in his final interview for 2021 the significance of the Character Games in the development of his career.
I mean, I think it's extremely important. You know, I think having those games, you know, at such a early stage in your life at that level, you know, I think it helps kind of you figure out the level that you're at and what it takes for you to get to another level. You know, so, you know, and there's so many great athletes that came through the system, like, you know, Shawnee, you know, came through the same system and was absolutely fantastic. So I think it's important. I think
the three-time Olympic medalist notes the Character Games and other regional meets are a major jump when compared to the local intercall games, as it is a peak of what is to come internationally.
As athletes, you know, when you compete against, you know, different countries and different athletes, you also gain friendships, you gain a certain camaraderie with guys that, you know, you would see maybe, you know, for the rest of your life or as long as you're competing. So you develop those relationships away from, you know, people from your own country and things like that. And you see a different culture, you see people, you know, for who they are, and you kind of expand your horizon as to how the world is and who people are. So I think those games are extremely important. So we have to keep that going. You have to make sure that it's at the, you know, the organization is at the best, and we continue to help develop athletes through that system.
The 2022 athletic season is fast approaching for professional athletes, with the collegiate season already having begun for some student athletes in the United States. The COVID-19 pandemic has placed a heavy damper on the region's last two athletic seasons, with many hoping for a vast improvement this year. Despite the huge break and lack of events, some athletes are still recovering from injuries and face the uphill battle of returning to a competitive level. Olympic 400-meter champion Shawnee Miller-Weibo has this advice for such athletes and for those who may face this challenge in the future.
Well, first off, I want to tell you not to give up. I know it can be challenging, but, you know, just keep your head up and keep pushing forward. Trust me, things are going to fall into line. It might seem difficult in the moment, but everything's going to clear up eventually. But yeah, it's. I think a lot of people don't quite understand how difficult injuries can take a toll on athletes. And depending on the level of the injury as well, sometimes it feels like, man, I'm not sure how things are going to turn after this. But the main thing for you to do is just to stay positive and keep your mind in the right space and just continue to work hard. And wherever God takes you, He's going to take you. And you just got to sit back and trust Him and, see where things pan out.
International cricketer Andre Fletcher collaborated with the Melbourne Stars Foundation to donate cricket gears to young aspiring cricketers in his home parish, St. David. The donation was made just before the Christmas holiday. More gears will be donated to youth clubs throughout Grenada in the near future. The Melbourne Stars is a cricket franchise in the Big Bash League in Australia. Andre Fletcher played with the Melbourne Stars during the 2020 or 2021 season of the Big Bash League, where he established the signature no-look shot. That's it for our sports roundup. Stay with us for our probe around the globe. Good evening. With regional and international developments, I'm Trini Zia Frederick. Tonight we start in Guyana, where Prime Minister Honorable Gaston Brown says the country's economy outperformed growth forecasts during the 2021 fiscal year. The head of government says real gross domestic product grew by 4%, well above the earlier modest forecast. Prime Minister Brown commented on the recovery of the economy as he and other officials spent the first Sunday of the year at the St. John's Pentecostal House of Restoration. Jessica Russell reports.
It's the first Sunday of this year. Let us crown him.
Government officials assembled at the St. John's Pentecostal House of Restoration for the annual Thanksgiving service, an event Prime Minister Gaston Brown says will be a mainstay on the national calendar.
So I will ask the Minister of Ecclesiastical Affairs, who is here with us today, to put a team together to commence the consultations to ensure that we could broaden and enrich this service and to ensure that this service is fully institutionalized.
He also took the time to speak on trials the country has faced during the past year, due largely in part to the ongoing pandemic. However, he says there have also been triumphs.
Call the Ministry of Finance to find out precisely what's the projected rate of growth for 2021, recognizing that we had projected about 1%, only to be told that we would have expanded the country's economy in 2021 by 4%.
The Prime Minister, who is also Finance Minister, says the economy is recovering because of the people's resilience. Meanwhile, he says individuals should get vaccinated against COVID-19. While he says it has not been proven by lab tests, he surmises the highly transmissible Omicron variant is in the country.
If you're fully vaccinated, get boosted. If you are not vaccinated, I beg you, for the sake of your family members, your children, your grandparents, and even your parents, I beg you to get vaccinated.
Jessica Russell, ABS News.
Meanwhile, there has been another global boost for brand Antigua. Tourism officials are welcoming the glowing recognition in CNN Travel's latest newsletter as one of the 22 best destinations readers should visit in 2022. Terry Andrew reports.
CNN Travel's weekly newsletter themed Unlocking the World, Where to Travel 2020 features places readers can dream about traveling to when normality returns to travel. The online article dated the 31st of December mentions Antigua and Barbuda, the only Caribbean island on the list, is blessed with miles and miles of pristine white and pink sandy beaches. It notes there is a beach for every day of the year, adding the island lays claims to the longest running Sunday party in the Caribbean, which takes place at Shirley's Heights. Barbuda's Princess Diana Beach was also mentioned in the publication. Test cricket between West Indies and England to be played here on island is an event readers should look forward to. The weekly newsletter stated the Twin Islands state has been gaining recognition for its sustainability efforts in recent years thanks to a number of successful green initiatives. Single-use plastics are banned, while the Green Corridor, a collection of environmentally friendly hotels, resorts, and businesses, has been established across the southwest coast of Antigua. Terry Andrew, ABS News.
Even as international infectious disease, experts speculate that despite the latest emergence of the Omicron variant, COVID-19 will become endemic and be around much longer than anticipated. Psychologist Will Campbell provides pertinent tips for the escapism from the sordid realities of the pandemic. More in this Tamika Rodney report.
The COVID-19 epidemic, which is entering its second year locally in March 2022, continues to threaten human lives and mental capacity as the country consistently records new infections and fatalities each day. The restrictions, though now relaxed from what they were initially, still prohibits large social gatherings and some recreational activities, events that many have become fond of pre-COVID. In the last 21 months, Guyana has witnessed the rise and fall of new COVID-19 infections, hospitalizations, and deaths. Statistics have shown that more than 800 persons have died as a result of COVID-19 in this past year. Added to that, one of the world's most lethal COVID-19 variants, Delta, was confirmed in Guyana in 2021 and is still suspected to be circulating. The question that seems to be on everyone's mind is, when will COVID-19 end? No one has a definite answer to that question, but local health experts continue to advise the populace to maintain adherence to mask wearing and other protocols. But even as COVID-19 transitions from a pandemic to endemic, which simply means that the pandemic will not end with the virus disappearing, but that enough people will gain immune protection from vaccination and natural immunity to lessen transmission and related hospitalizations and deaths, psychologist Will Campbell is adamant that coping skills are pertinent for each person to effectively deal with what is on the horizon. Campbell, during an exclusive interview with Nightly News, noted that times have changed and fear and anxiety initially faced by persons in initial stages of the pandemic no longer exists. He pointed out that steps such as not allowing oneself to be overwhelmed by negative information on the news can help to prevent cycles that reinforce feelings of anxiety.
Don't get too immersed in the negative. Surround yourself with positive people. Keep yourself healthy. Take a break when you need one. Protect yourself at all times. Those skills, if you will, are transferable to any difficult situation. So whatever, we should continue to do that.
He warned that maintaining a heightened state of alertness to the pandemic and its affairs has the potential to weaken someone mentally and physically over time. Tamika Rodney reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
And that story brought us to the end of regional developments. Blossom Alexis Walsh is next with a review of the main points.
And now let's look back at what made news tonight. Child Protection Authority says no comment on story evolved 7-year-old Bluebell. Grenada's triple Olympic medalist Kirani James heads the 2022 New Year's Honors List. Minister of Education Evelyn Pear concerned about the impact of continued closure of schools will have on students. And in regional developments, COVID-19 seemingly moves from pandemic to an endemic. A Guyanese psychologist is providing tips for escapism. And in sports, Kirani James reflects on the Carifta Games as a major developmental path in his career. That's the end of GBN News for today, Monday, January 3rd, 2022. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. On behalf of the entire GBN News team, I am Blossom Alexis Welsh. Enjoy the rest of your night.